I've joined Shell Malaysia last year, November. And once I've joined, my boss actually, he went overseas for a work trip. During that period, we have already been scheduled to host, we'll be organizing this first nationwide campaign. And then shortly after, MCO happened. Before the campaign ended, during the second last week of the campaign, that's when my house got flooded. I still remember that day where I wasn't around. I was out with my friend, and that's when my sister first texted me and said that, hey, the house got flooded and it has reached to our ankle level. And then I was like, oh, okay, ankle's still alright lah. It's nothing to worry about. And then shortly afterwards, I think it was just within 20 minutes time, then she called me again and said that, okay, it's getting a bit serious right now. It has reached to our knee right now. Then the next thing my sister called me was that it has reached our waist level and we have to evacuate right now. So all of us are going to be leaving the house. That's when I was really like, there's just lots of questions. I don't know how to react to it, because the first thing was like, what about my company laptop? Because I can't afford to having a spoiled laptop at this point, because every weekly I have to keep track of the campaign performance. There are just lots of, in terms of responsibilities and my reporting, my job scopes, things that I have to do. There's just so many things at the back of my head. So by the time I reached back the Taman, so I actually, tried to walk back in barefoot, but then even before reaching my house junction, actually I got stopped by a ranger already because the water current was too strong and everybody was actually leaving and evacuating. The next morning, I still remember when myself and my siblings and my mom, when we first went back home, it has turned to, all upside down, that we could not recognize the house anymore. The whole layout was just, it's all messy, it's muddy, and that smell. At least for myself, I felt very helpless. I feel there's lots of things to do, but I don't know where to kickstart. But then I think we just drag ourselves, say that we just have to, just start throwing things. When we look at every single items, we look at them with the functionality of it, whether it still can be used or not. But at the same time, actually, there's actually a lot of emotions that we could not process just yet. Everything, we just look at it that, okay, throw, okay, keep. When you have to actually get close to 10 fine, strong men to help us to carry my late dad's piano, I think that's when all the emotion actually flooded up. It feels like years of hard work, years of memories, and it was just all gone within a night. For I think close to a month time, and it was quite bad to a point without me realizing I actually plunged into depression, because there's lots of worries in terms of how can I recover as soon as possible at work, helping my family to recover as well financially. Yeah, with all those questions that no one could answer and no one to discuss with, I harbor lots of bitterness and anger until one day when, I still remember it was Pastor Moses who shared the passage from Ezekiel chapter 47, where that's why I mentioned that the river flows from temple, right? The stream of the river, it flows and all the way to the Dead Sea. And along the way, then it mentions as well, exactly as per how my sister actually called me up and say that it has reached to ankle, and then right now it's to our knee right now, and next waist. I really got struck by presence of Holy Spirit, and I actually burst into tears. I couldn't contain that overwhelming feeling, and it started to shift my perspective around to think that actually He loves myself and my family so much that He decided to actually really bless this household with His presence. I've been praying for my family all this while, But I think to a certain point as well, then I start to question, would it ever happen? So, but I think it's a confirmation, a reaffirming of my faith as well, that God is doing greater things. And I believe that revival is going to come in my household as well. Truth is, things didn't got any better even at work or at home as well, where there's still lots of uncertainties in terms of where to move to next, right? At work is where Shell has actually released a public statement where there will be a job reduction of 700 to 900 jobs reduction globally. Just this week alone, we've actually been notified that by first week of January, that's when you'll be notified whether your job got impacted or not. And truth is, indeed, there's lots of, the sense of anxiousness. I can really sense it from all around my colleagues. Everyone is starting to look out. They start to look for backup plans, what's going to happen if their jobs got impacted. And the truth is, I'm not worried. I am not worried, not because my job is really that secured. I believe everyone is replaceable, but I really believe that God has planned for everyone, for all of us, especially us whom He loves so much. And I believe that my future is secure in His hand. So yeah, I think if really it comes, then it's alright. I'll have a way out of it, no worries, in God's hand.